Hello YouTube, this is Darkon633, and today we're taking a look at another Star Wars The Force Awakens 6-inch Black Series figure review. This time we're going to take a look at Finn, also known as FN-2187, in his original attire as a Stormtrooper at the beginning of the film. Now, the figure itself is mostly the same as we've seen in a lot of the other First Order Stormtrooper body molds, but one major difference, you can already tell off the bat, is that this version of the figure includes a bloodied mask, and that's really nice since it actually happens in the film where one of his fellow stormtroopers actually gets killed in battle and he actually smears his hand over the helmet. So it just pretty much gives you an indication that Finn has pretty much gotten a full understanding what's finally happening when he's in battle, since even in the books that I've read, he is a bit of a finicky character, as in he's really unsure about what position he's in, since a lot of his other friends are dying left and right, and he's refusing to go on fighting without actually trying to save his fellow comrades. But because that's not the First Order way, and it's pretty much just to get to the point where they need to focus on the objective at hand without actually kind of getting distracted by all these other things that are happening around them. So it's pretty cool, actually, with the story and the backstory that we got for Finn. That wasn't quite featured in the film, since they went straight into after he was escaping and so on. But anyways, articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, which is going to be the same around. You can also look up and down. He does have ball-jointed shoulders, and it does work really well since it's the standard First Order Stormtrooper design. He has ball joints in the elbows. You can also go up and down. He also has ball-hinged wrists, which look really nice and works really well. He has full rotation in his abdomen, and he has outward hip movement, which once again the pieces do slightly hinder, but not by too much. He does swivel up on the upper part of the leg. He has double joints in the knees, and his feet are ball jointed as well. So he is really well articulated. He does include the little blaster like the other Stormtroopers do, but mine fell for a second here, sorry about that. So anyways, we have the blaster here, which can be held in his other hand if you wished, but because this once again has the same problem as the other First Order Stormtrooper designs, well, it does have an area where you can actually plug in the finger into the actual trigger. The other hand is once again just the standard kind of somewhat closed fist hand, so it doesn't really give you the ability to actually slide it in, which is a bit unfortunate. We're just going to take the opposite side since it does fall off quite easily. And it does also include the standard First Order Stormtrooper blaster. Now before we go into a comparison and a look at the Finn design underneath, I forgot to mention the look of the box. So you can see it has just the normal picture of Finn in a Stormtrooper attire. And it does actually mention FN-2187, his code name. Has the bio as normal, and he's number 17 of the series, making it the second to last in this particular wave of 6-inch Star Wars figures. Now, we're going to take off the helmet, and underneath is what I could tell is pretty much the standard Finn design. And I think the design on this one looks a little bit better on my copy than it did on the standard Finn, since the eye paint is a lot better than the one I got with my standard 6-inch Finn, and I think they just worked a little better with this one. I'm not sure if it was just the QC went up, but it still looks like Finn, so that's really nice. We're now going to take a quick comparison between the two Finns here. Here's his original Jakku attire version, and here is the Stormtrooper one. As you can see, just looking at the eyes alone, there's a huge difference in the way that my particular copies were painted, and I think this one worked a lot better than the one I had previously. But anyways, we're going to take this outside. And the helmet is actually made of this soft material like we've seen with other helmets, but it's a little bit of a harder material compared to the 4-inch figures, just so we can actually stay better on the figure itself and stay in place. What you can do, just like in the movies and just how Stormtroopers can carry their helmets, he can actually hold the helmet really nicely. It's not going to fly off really easily as long as you don't kind of flicker it around way too much, but it does stay on rather well, so that's really nice. We're going to put back on his helmet. And now we're going to take a little comparison look between the other troopers. Here is the standard First Order Stormtrooper. He almost fell. Here is the Ride Trooper. My Ride Trooper has a lot of problems actually balancing, so one moment. Just gonna take the weapon out for now. Fortunately, my Ride Trooper is extremely loose, so it does have a very hard time standing. So let's try and actually get it to place. Let's see if it stands. Come on. There we go. Push Finn back. Take a look at the Flame Trooper, which I previously reviewed. Put him right here. Probably push them back further since I'm actually going to be putting more figures up here. Here is Captain Phasma once again. And just for the sake of showing all the comparisons, we're just going to put in the Snow Trooper once again. Side here. And to finish it off, we're just going to put in Kylo Ren. So as you can see, just this alone, there's a huge variety of different types of troopers we've already got from the Force Awakens designs. And the 6-inch line is really starting to pick up. The only main trooper that I don't have from the Force Awakens is the standard Snow Trooper and also the TIE Fighter pilot. Since I'm not going to get the 6-inch TIE Fighter, I still didn't really feel the need to pick it up. But just these alone, just putting them all together looks really nice, and it probably would have been even cooler if I actually got multiples of the standard First Order, but they are pretty expensive, so I'm just going to stand with getting more of the 4 inches rather than the 6 inches. But just this alone, I think it looks really nice, and I think it works really well as a display, especially if you keep getting all the different type of troopers released to this point. So I highly recommend picking up this version of Finn, since it is a version that was featured early on in the film, and it's pretty memorable since we've seen Finn in this outfit quite a bit in a lot of the trailers, especially the earlier ones. So I highly recommend picking this up, and I'm pretty sure you will not be disappointed in this version of Finn. Anyways, please comment, subscribe, and check out Hirotaku. Also, please check down the other channels down below, and please check me out on Twitter under Darkon633. And don't forget that we will be looking at the final figure released in this particular way with the 6-inch figures. But for now, I'll be seeing you YouTube. Bye.